Hi everyone. Your earphones are not defective, your car speakers are not broken, your soundbar is working well. It's just us. It's the Art of Chill podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Jerwin.
And we're a duo of weird folks who have a lot in common. And we decided, hey, let's create a podcast. So there. And this is episode number 4. Number 4, right, Jerwin?
Oo, 4. Yung 1 hindi natin pinablish yata. Pero 4 na rin yung bilang.
Actually nakapublish yun. May mga viewers tayo doon. Thank you sa mga taga Singapore na nakinig. Actually, isa lang yun, si Enrique. Shoutout sa'yo, Enrique, if you're listening. Guest ka sa amin soon. Ayun, so thank you everyone. So this is our 4th episode. And today, we want to talk about something where everyone of all ages can relate. Kasi nga, we're a new podcast. And we want to be relatable to people, di ba, Jerwin?
Oo.
Parang as much as possible, kailangan may makarelate sa atin na maraming all sorts of ages, kumbaga.
Oo,
so,
kasi may millennial tayo. Yung guest natin millennial din. Tapos ikaw millennial. Ako medyo Gen X ako eh. So medyo maraming
kumbaga kumbaga meet halfway yung mga generations natin, no. May intersection, kumbaga. So ayun na nga. Totoo. So ayun na nga, guys. Since we want to talk about something relatable, let's talk about the theory of relativity. No,
was that supposed to be the joke?
Yup, I rehearsed that siguro 1 week. Sinend ko yung recording kay Jerwin. Nagpaalam ako bago ko bitawan. So,
binalibato mo lang.
Alam mo, feeling ko yung laugh track was working. It just didn't want to laugh. Alam mo?
So, ayun, okay na ako kasi I wanted to get it off my chest. Parang feelings eh. So, hopefully sa mga next episode, mag-mature na ako. Hindi ko na kailangan gawin. So,
I hope so.
So, yun. So, guys, you heard the third person. It's not an apparition. That's our guest. And I think, Jerwin, do the honors of introducing our very special guest for this episode.
Yes, we have a special guest today. Lahat naman ng guest namin special, pero ngayon extra special.
Wow.
Sa Art of Chill, we believe learning is not supposed to be stressful. It should be fun. And that's why ang guest namin is an award-winning BPO veteran, trainer, manager, coach. Host din to. Most of the time, live format. Actually, yun yung gusto ko matutunan. Mas mahirap yun sa podcast para sa akin. No offense sa mga nagpa-podcast. Tapos, aside from that, basketball hip-hop expert din to. You should watch yung kid niya. Prodigy, napakagaling na bata. And speaking of that, especially responsible parent, great motivator, Eden Sanchez in the house. How are you, bro?
Yeah. I'm good. That's a wonderful intro. Thank you. I did not expect that, but thank you. I never really thought of myself as those things, but thank you. I'm good. I think lahat naman tayo, we're doing our best, amidst the pandemic. And starting tomorrow, we're back on ECQ. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think this time around people are smarter. Hopefully. But one of the things that this pandemic has taught us or gave us is the courage, right? So the courage to do new things. Like, for example, you guys are doing a wonderful thing. Congratulations on your new podcast. And I don't think the podcast would have gone into fruition without the pandemic, right? Kasi we're looking for things to do, right? And before, there were so many things to do at work, with the family, just to go out, that you don't really you kind of think of I can do that, but I don't have the time. Now we have the time, right? So you
Oh.
guys have the time, and you guys are doing awesome. So again, congratulations. And I never thought that you'd do something like this. But I mean, it's your personalities, Mike and Jerwin. I think kind of mesh because yes, you guys are weird. I'm weird too. I like that. Plus, Mike is perky. Jerwin is a little bit more laid back, and it's a good chemistry. So I think you have a fledgling following, but I think you guys are destined for greater and bigger things. And pag sikat na kayo, guess nyo ako ulit para sumikat din ako.
Thank you so much. Ikaw yung unang
Actually-
sumuporta talaga. No?
And actually, gagamitin ka lang din namin para sumikat kami kasi alam namin marami ka din following.
I plan to when you guys upload this and we have the link. I promise to share it on the Callos Guy to plug you guys. Kasi so for the people that don't know, I am the Callos Guy. Callos Guy is a page on Facebook where I specialize on callos. Callos is a traditional Spanish dish, which I'd like to say I mastered. I got it from my grandma. It's a family legacy. And sa family ko kasi, hindi ka pwede magluto ng callos if di nila gusto. Pag hindi ka masarap magluto. And I was one of the people that they trust with the dish. And now I have a decent following on Facebook, about if I'm not mistaken, around 5,000 followers. I sell twice a month. And one of the things that I do there on my page, aside from selling my callos, is I highlight the local food, especially small businesses, on the page. Kasi, I mean, I don't see others as competition. First of all, callos, I specialize on one thing. So, I don't really compete with the people that I plug. So, I really, I want to push other people to try new things especially because of the pandemic, a lot of people rely on these small businesses to survive because they choose not to go out, right? So, so that's why I use that platform. Just a small following, 4,000, 5,000, but at least hopefully I have someone, I reach someone who's interested and who might try, and I'll be able to help that small business. And I'll do the same with you. You guys are in food, but it shouldn't stop other people from listening, right? So hopefully, someone from my following, at least from my page, would give you guys a try. Syempre, I'll push my friends to listen to me. So hopefully. But you guys are doing good. Thanks.
For sure, ipopost din namin yung page mo sa description nitong episode na to.
Nice, thank you.
Yep. It's gonna be posted on the link sa description sa Spotify. So, guys, please visit Eden's page, Callos Guy. Really good Callos. He's a great cook. We've experienced it before. So, definitely no regrets once na-try nyo yun. Pinakamalupit na kalyo sa balat ng Pasig, eventually in the Philippines.
Thank you.
Amazing. Bro, first question ko, ito-drop ko na agad. Yung mga question ko kasi mga question namin based din sa interest namin eh. And ito, palagi kitang pinipm before na bro, idol kita, gano'n. hindi kasi kaya siya umuulit-ulit kasi hindi siya pa-plastic na para I really look up to you on the professional side. Kung palagay mo kasi kahit saan ka ilagay, I notice nag-ano ka kumbaga parang nag-i-step up, parang kumbaga sa artista pag may 5 tao tapos kasama niya 4 na hindi artista, mag-aano siya yung nai-spotlight. And wherever you go, napapansin ko nagiging spotlight ka kung nasaan ka. Ano ba advice mo sa mga taong gusto ring maging ganun?
Well, again, thank you for seeing me that way, but honestly, I don't see myself that way. But what I do, honestly, I just try to be me. A lot of people try to go the route. They try to get on the good side of whoever is in charge. I mean, syempre, who doesn't want to be on the good side of who's ever in charge? But not at the expense of my individuality. So, honestly, just be you. Like, I've known you guys for a few years now, and Mike actually, I've worked under me for a while, and until we became peers. So all of us, we became peers. Pero at one time, Mike reported under me, and even though he had the corniest jokes, I mean, the thing is, he wasn't scared. He was never really scared to make that punchline. And I think, you're the same. You, Jerwin,
Corny din ako.
yes and no. Depende. Lahat naman tayo, honestly, lahat naman tayo eh. We have corny jokes, right? So, but the thing is, what makes it funny is that you have the balls to say it. Diba? Totoo, Mike and Jerwin, you guys, alam mo yun, and I think you just don't see yourself that way. I think the three of us, we're all cut from the same cloth in the sense that, like when you're in front of people, you can be you, and not a lot of people can do that. So, yun yung I think is the biggest thing that that you should do. I think siguro you look at me that way is because parang I'm a little, alam mo yun, I can be perky and I can adjust in a certain way in a certain setting.
Yeah.
Pero that's true. I can adjust, pero I'm still me. So I think the most important ingredient into your success, into adjusting into a role, into being in a spotlight is you. Kasi you don't want to be in a spotlight as someone else. Eventually, it will wear down on you, mapapagod ka, and then you will become someone you're not, and then you'll be miserable. And what's the point of success if you're not being you, right? And I'm not saying I'm successful, I'm not rich, I'm not anything. Again, we're all in the same boat. It's just that when we're talking about success we're talking about success in our endeavor or a current role that we're in, diba? So, or a current task that you're given. So, it's always, or it'll be fun. It'll always be fun if you're able to do the job as you. Because if you can't do it as you, it's not worth doing.
May ano ba? May borderline yun. Parang meron ba thin line na parang, okay, this being me attitude, I'm just being me. But do you know when to stop being you? Sometimes you have to.
Iba kasi yung ano eh. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. And I've often, as a younger man, I've often crossed that line. Kasi, syempre, and then you end up being like a rebel or what, na alam mo yun, ayokong gawin yan, Syempre, job is a job, and sometimes the job that you're doing requires a certain type of finesse or a certain type of you mas tactful ka, mas professional ka, and you have to stay within that. But at the end of the day, how you do certain things, you still have to do you still have to have your own panache or your sarili mong flair. Or like, for example, I'll give you an example. Mike always hears it from us that ang corny ng joke niya, and despite that, he still does it kasi it makes him happy. And kahit na we find his jokes funny, not funny, but because
May phone na drop si Eden.
Oo nga.
Try mo i-resend. Makakabalik ba siya or we need to jump to another recording?
Let's try to have him join the link again.
Sige.
Hold on. Alright.
So
So
far, ang
basically,
ganda ng mga
guys,
ano.
guys,
Golden
stay
nuggets.
tuned to those who are listening. This is a live recording. May konting technical difficulties lang, but we're bringing Eden
Hello?
back. And
Back na
yeah,
si Eden.
Eden, I was just talking to everyone. We were describing you as one of the best persons to ever. No. Saglit ka lang naman nawala. So,
Ang dami mo sinabi. Bilis na.
pero yun nga.
I think you got disconnected dun sa part na you're bashing Mike and using him as an example at the same time.
No, I mean, totoo naman eh. Just to, is he's, he finds a way to make it fun for himself. And because of that, he shines. And he's known for being that person. And in any company, if you have, if may recall ka, naaalala ka ng tao, it's already a plus eh. Mike is this. Because, parang, have you ever worked with, let's just use peers, no names, no? Pero may bagong peer natin. And then, sino, anong cluster yun? Diba? Parang,
tsaka yung mga nag-resign tapos hindi mo nalaman nag-resign. Nag-resign na pala si sino yun? Parang
ano pag sinabi mo, agent niya si ganto. Si Abby si ganto. Iba ba TL niya? Diba? Alam mo,
yeah.
Yung stuff like that, I mean, walang recall and it's, it makes it hard. Diba? It makes it hard. So, I think, yun yung natin, that's where the respect is. And I think, you just don't see yourselves that way. Syempre kasi it's you. You'd be very egotistical if you saw yourself that way. But I think the agents, at least, the people that we all work with, see you that way. Alam mo yun, both of you. I think you guys are doing an amazing job with your teams and with the people around you, that they have that respect for you. So, thank you again for seeing me that way. Hindi ko naiisip na ganun ako.
And sa listeners natin, in the next episodes, I'm not going to bring up additional jokes. Depende na lang if maganda yung feedback dito sa episode na to. So like, comment, share, subscribe. Plug opportunity to, no? So
Jerwin, 20, pustahan tayo, hindi niya mapipigilan sa sarili niya.
I'll try.
But do you apply the same style sa yung the same thought process sa hosting? Kasi you've hosted a lot of events. Pagka sinabi, may event tayo and it's a big event. Pag graduation ng mga nesting, usually, yan. Mike, ikaw mag-host. Jerwin, ikaw mag-host. Pero pagka mga big event, major ones, at Eden yan. May ka ba doon? Meron ka format na pina-follow? Do you have certain amount of preparation?
I think that's the perfect example. It's about the same. Kasi sa hosting, diba, there's a program, right? Parang number 1, introduction, tapos may opening remarks, blah blah blah, diba? So it's the same. It's the same thought process kasi with having a different role or a new role, you're given certain tasks and you have to do it that way. Na una to, susunod to, ganyan. So with the hosting, ganun din, you're still within that, but the thing is you have to host it as you, right? So ako, especially with hosting, kasi I used to get scared. I used to have stage fright. Akit ako sa stage and alam mo yun, and I would have a frog in my throat. Ang bilis ng tibok ng puso ko. And totoo yung totoo. But that was before. And then one time, I think my friend was DJing at a club, and I was drunk, and the MC was not there. And my friend passed me the mic, and I just started. And I was back in college. Then I just started talking, talking like a MC in a huge club. Tapos, and then a few minutes later, people were having so much fun because of how I hosted or how I MC'd. I was getting bottles from different tables, alam mo yun, from guys having fun, from girls, looking at me, sending me drinks, and then, and this was in, the 90s, right? So, or early 2000s. And I started, started chants, and people would just make out or take off an article of clothing, and then simula nun, I guess
na-discover mo yung sarili mo.
You know what? Ang saya pa lang ito. Ang saya. Ang saya to be on a stage, or at least with a mic. I don't need to be on a stage, but with a mic and just have fun with it, diba? So that's what I started to do. Then I started hosting other club events. I started hosting weddings, debut, all that stuff. And then so I never, for a while I stopped doing it. Pero kumbaga, when I started doing it here in our company, parang it's like riding a bike. Oh, normal na siya. So I started already. So if papansinin nyo, I'm always like a crazy person all the time. I always try to have fun. So, but the thing is, when I'm on that stage and I have a mic, I feel I become a superhero. I transform. So, yun yung sa akin. Di ba?
Okay.
Kasi I can have, there were days, and I think Mike saw me na minsan nilalagnat ako, alam mo yun. But when I touch that mic and I go up on stage, I can pretend that I'm okay, that life is the best, and because the experience is that every audience needs to feel that is the best day ever, and you can't make that happen if you're not feeling it. So kailangan kung ano yung emotions mo, paparamdam mo sa kanila. You gotta come in, you come in hot, and it needs to come in, you need to come in big. Hindi pwedeng parang, hi guys, ang saya-saya ko ngayong araw na to, sana masaya din kayo. Diba? I mean,
parang wrestler, no?
Oh,
parang yung alternative.
Yeah, exactly. But ano yun parang it's a bigger and better version of you. Alam mo yun? At least with me, kasi it's a bit easier. So, to be me pero bigger, better, like much more fun, much more funnier, much more livelier. You walk around, you try to engage everybody. You just don't stand in one spot. You try to walk around and look at every person in the audience eyes. You just look at them. Alam mo yun? Because you gotta make that connection. So, and that's the secret to making people stand up, making people dance. And then if they're not dancing, you look at them and you dance in front of them, and then mahihiya sila parang, oh, okay. Yeah. So, and stuff like that. And just to make it fun, and if there's one thing talaga na I take pride in is when I host, is that a lot of it becomes a fun time. It's something that a lot of people
nagle-level up yung event. Nagle-level up.
I don't want to say that kasi my goal is not to make the event the best event, but my goal kasi is to whatever the event is, even if I don't even agree with the event, but because the people are there, I try to make the people have fun, and that's the goal. Para sa akin, it's always about the people, not the event. Kasi kung event lang yun, I mean, dude, alam mo, you've been in events na, why are we doing this, diba? What's the point? So it's not my job to parang think of the event, but it's my job to make it a memorable one, right? So by making sure that everyone that's watching is having fun, and that's the goal.
Tsaka kailangan dyan fit ka no? Kasi ka talaga, kaya pagalaw-galaw ka dyan
Actually.
Kaya ka kaya ka naging fitness enthusiast din.
Ganda na
Or may iba bang motivation?
Ganda na
May iba bang
ganda ng segue
Nahuhuli.
Well, just to share though, when I was to transition to what you're saying, I became a superhero, right? So that's what I see myself, a superhero on the stage. I my alter ego ako. And the thing is, when I started hosting, I was in such a bad shape at that. Siguro at my heaviest, when I was hosting, hosting within our company. I was umabot ako ng 220 pounds. I don't know when that was, but there was a time I was 220 pounds. But I would be, alam mo yun, sa totoong buhay, ay di ako kumikilos masyado, but on that stage, alam mo yun, I try to be everywhere. Pero after ng hosting, I shit you not, ang sakit ng katawan ko. Parang, oh my God, why did I do that?
May na-witness akong event noon. Nakalimutan ko na anong event. So, ano yun? Sa office din. Hinihingal ka na. Parang gusto mo na maupo.
Oo, totoo yun. I mean, the thing is, but you can't, right? It's the show must go on. But in regards to getting fit, my inspiration was my daughter. Honestly, growing up, I've always been the real, when I played basketball, di naman ako yung the best person on the court. There's always someone better than me. But I would always be one of the fastest from end to end. Ang bilis kong tumakbo nung bata ako. So there's, alam mo yun, rarely na may mas mabilis sa akin. I mean, just end to end. If sprint from end to end to the court, I used to be really fast.
Point guard ka ba?
So, I used to be really fast kasi I'm not tall. but I'm 5'6.5". But I ran really fast, and I've always been sort of athletic, at least on a high school level athletic. Alam mo yun. Pag college and syempre pro level, that's a lot na, no? It's not that good. But when I became a dad and started working, it started muna when I worked in PPO night shift. That's the start when you mess up your metabolism, pick up really bad habits. You eat ng dinner at 7 a.m. kare-kare, alam mo yun, and then you sleep, right? So tapos gabi yung pag-inom, you get all the habits. And then I've had that for a long time. Tapos, and then I become a dad, and then alam mo yun, you're a dad. So sometimes pag bagong panganak yung baby mo, you kind of also nasasabayan mo lang tulog, kain, sabayan mo yung baby. So ganon din, and I just let myself go. Hindi ko napansin. One day I just woke up, I was 220 pounds. I was smoking, and I was just really out of shape. So sabi ko sa sarili ko, I need to take care of myself, but hindi siya ganun kadali. 2 years ago, or over 2 years ago, my daughter picked up Muay Thai. Of all the sports, right? Neighbor invite. It wasn't me. A lot of people have that misconception. Kasi my daughter is very athletic, and she's not your typical girl. She's a girl. Through and through. Pero yung mga trip niya sa buhay, the heroes that she likes, the kick-ass princesses, Mulan, alam mo yun, si Merida, alam mo yun, maaangas na girls, Princess Leia, Rey, ganyan. Yan yung mga trip niya sa buhay.
Parang hindi naman siya exposed talaga sa parang balance lang yung exposure ng mga influences niya. Talagang nataon lang na doon talaga siya
gravity. Kasi yung sa Muay Thai, it wasn't me who brought her. Yung neighbor ko, mom, nag-play date yung daughter niya tsaka daughter ko. I wasn't even there. Yung daughter niya kasi mas sheltered case sa daughter ko. So, but they went here sa bahay ko. So, literally, binantayan pa ng nanay yung anak niya habang nagsuswimming sila sa inflatable pool dito sa bahay ko. Pagdating ko, nandun sila, and then nagpaalam sila sa akin if they could swim again tomorrow. But sabi nung mom, you guys can't because I won't be able to look after you because I'm taking my 2 older boys to Muay Thai. And then she had the idea, what if Brooklyn came, and then yung daughter niya tsaka si Brooklyn would stay in the corner sa gym with their toys and just play with the girl toys. pagdating nila, so of course, I agreed. Wala naman sa akin yun. I trust the mom. So, punta sila sa gym. And then, my daughter, being the curious kid and action-packed kid that she is, started punching the punching bags. The coach said, you can't do that. You're gonna injure your hands. If you really want to try, then you'd have to learn. I'll give you a free session. The mom calls me kung papayagan ko. Sabi ko, yeah. Doctor, kasi kung trip ng anak ko and it's something that's not bad, papayag ako. I will encourage it. So she did it. She went home. She told me, Dad, that's what I want to do. So sabi ko sa kanya, I think,
you actually, parang you're giving me personal tip ngayon. Kasi parang isa sa mga, actually personal question kong itatanong is, kasi nga nakikita ko yung daughter mo ang daming hilig. Tapos medyo lumalaki na rin yung mga kids ko. Itatanong ko talaga sana sa'yo na, parang do I influence them to what they really want or observe lang? Tapos tignan ko, gusto mo to.
I mean,
sige,
you're already, sa totoo lang ako kasi, this is my experience and I don't know, because I'm not a parent expert, you know what I mean? But ako kasi, like, that you influence your children by them seeing what your interests are. Children are like puppies. Alam mo yun? All the kids want is to please their parents, right? So, di ba parang they're all that, and when they do something, they look at you after they do it and checking if you approve. So the thing is ako, sabi ko sa daughter ko, I'll inject it later when she's playing basketball and she does something nice. She looks at me. She messes up, she looks at me. I tell her, don't look at me. Do your thing. Alam mo yun? But the thing is, don't tell them na, ay, ito, okay itong rock and roll, okay itong hip-hop, okay itong ganito. Just, be yourself around your kids. And then they'll see that, if they like what you're doing, they'll pick it up. If they don't, they don't. Baka yung interest ni mommy yung magustuhan. Diba? I mean, that's what it is, but you can't really force it. Kasi syempre interest nila yun. But if they choose, I think the best advice that I can give you is, this is where the next step is what happened dun sa Muay Thai and dun sa basketball. Nung nag-Muay Thai siya, sabi ko sa kanya, gusto mo ba talaga? Is this what you really want? Sabi niya, yes. Are you sure? Yes, because this is gonna cost money. But if it's something that you want, kasi hindi naman tayo mayaman, right? So, but if this is something that you want, I don't mind investing in it. But on the days that you're lazy, I'm gonna not let you be lazy. I'm gonna be on top of you because this is a commitment that you're making. So ganun ako. Ito gusto mo, susuportahan kita, pero you committed to this. Ito ba talaga trip mo? So I'm not just gonna let you quit ng ganun lang. I mean, if they really don't want to and they have a valid reason, okay lang. You know what I mean? Pero at least they tried it, like really tried it. As a parent, as a person, alam mo naman kung sinubukan nila o hindi talaga. O hindi parang, ay, ang hirap, ayoko na. Then that's not a... nandito yung mga... Ay, pupunta kasi yung mga friends ko today sa bahay, ayoko na. Alam mo yun. You have to make certain sacrifices kasi that's in real life. Ganun tayo. We have a lot of compromises. So ngayon pa lang, because of nagkataon, sport, I honestly get your kids, Mike, when you get a kid, get them into sports. It's something that will carry, mas madaling mag-exercise pag tumanda ka. Diba? Alam mo, you don't have to go to the gym. It's something that they really want. Doesn't matter what sport it is. They'll always have a physical exercise. But it also has a lot of parallels in life. Not giving up, alam mo yun, David and Goliath, all that stuff. It's all there. It's all in sports, and it doesn't matter what sport they're in. So,
discipline. Nabibuild up yung
discipline sa sport, yung sa training, sa ginagawa nila. It just teaches a lot. Yung to compete, to parang to stay focused. Ang daming tinuturo. So ako, it doesn't matter what sport it is. If get them into sports. So anyways,
pang surprising sa akin ang close niyo ni Brooklyn. Sa parents kasi kapag ka disciplinarian, medyo may gap napapansin ko. Yung iba naman close, pero yun nga medyo lacking discipline. Parang ako yung yung latter part eh. Medyo close pero na ibibigay minsan yung mga hindi dapat. Ano mo dun? Paano mo siya nababalanse? Sa Java?
Honestly, I think pareho tayo. I'm the co-parent. So, yung si Riza, my wife, mom ni Brooklyn, she's a little bit more stricter. Pero it's tough eh. I try to be strict, but I don't know. I guess kasi nga pareho tayo, di ba, na papagalitan mo and you're gonna, I can't really speak on it kasi it's so hard. I try my best but feeling ko masyado akong malambot. Especially that Brooklyn is my only kid. Tapos babae pa, So, it's really hard. But I try not to. What I like about Brooklyn is kasi ako, I don't pretend na I always tell her, hey bro, what do you want for your birthday, for example? Okay, sige, if this is what you want, I can't give you this kasi we can only afford ganito. Or, kunyari, dad, on my birthday, I want to have a ganito. Sige, I always tell her, sige, pag-iipunan ko yan, ganito. If you want, you can help me. Kunyari, there was a time she wanted to have a Nintendo Switch. So, sige, mag-ipon ka, and then I'll help you when we're there. You know what I mean? So, yun ganon. I mean, I always, partner up with my daughter with the things that she likes. Pag meron ako, and kunyari, if I have extra, minsan, nasa Shopee ako, kung ano-ano nabibili ko, usually it's all for her. So, yung mga ganon, nasa-spoil ko siya doon sa little things. But if it's, something big, it's a little bit harder. Especially ngayon, it's hard kasi everything is online. So, yung friends niya, yung playtime nila is online. And I hate it. So, like, the last couple of weeks, medyo papagastos ako. I changed trainers. Yung trainer, basketball, my daughter has a personal trainer. It used to be online, cheaper. Ngayon, because swab test lagi yung coach para safe, pupunta yun sa bahay ko, would teach Brooklyn twice a week. No joke, medyo masakit. Tapos, I got her a tutor para to stay on top of her her academics kasi grade 5 na, hindi ko na masabayan yung math nila, alam mo yun. So plus I also got her into discipleship. So para well-rounded. So that's what I do. There are certain things I can teach. I try to find avenues na makukuha niya, 'di ba? So I got her into a discipleship group. Yung discipleship niya, yung head ng discipleship niya is the daughter of Angelo De Leon, si Lois. So, okay, they're gonna start.
Oh yeah. Ano ba you guys are in the same church?
Angelo's family and my family we're very close. Sobra. So na-happy ako na malaki yung gap ng daughter ko tsaka ng daughter niya. Pero when they were kids, she used to like to take care of Brooklyn. So ngayon I'm happy na sila yung magiging discipleship.
I think yun na meet ko ata before yung husband ni Angelo. One time na nag-tap si Taya after Muay Thai.
Yeah. Tama. Naglalakad siya in front of McDonald's sa Pasig.
Yeah. So
yeah. That's him. Sobrang simple, di ba? Such a simple guy.
Sobra.
That dude has a lot of cars. Alam mo, like Porsche, ganyan. Pero kita mo naglalakad na sa Pasig. Sobrang simple. And even Angelo, shout out to her. Such a simple person. Alam mo yun. Napakabait, and just people that I look up to.
Yeah, and it's good na si Brooklyn herself has someone to look up to in the form or dun sa daughter ni Angelo. So, in the long run, it's gonna benefit
Yeah.
her. And I think yung mga investments na ginawa mo for your daughter, I think, Jerwin, napag-usapan natin to nung unang episode natin, na yung advice ko sa mga parents. Kasi di ba na-touch ko yung career journey ko. Virtual na teach your kids or get them to experience a lot of events in life na magkakaroon sila ng sense of discipline para kapag when they become older, when bad things happen, they have a set of values na babalikan para yung storms in life nila hindi ganun katindi yung magiging effect sa kanila. So it's good na shinare ni Eden yung mga ginagawa niya for her daughter, and I'm sure definitely she's going to be a great woman when she grows up or grows old.
Ang nakikita ko dito parang priority talaga, like ang daming amount of time. Napansin ko kay Eden, ang dami niyang amount of time na binibigay para dun sa daughter niya. Kasabay niya parang kasama nga niya kahit saan halos magpunta eh. And I think yun yung siguro yun yung kailangan talaga if you want your children na lumaki based doon sa values na gusto mo meron sila.
Totoo naman, it's definitely it's an investment. It's an investment in time. That's the most important. Kasi I heard this from somebody, I forgot to. Kung sino ka man na nagsabi nito at marinig mo to, credits to you. But sabi niya sa akin, kids spell love not the way we do. Kids, kasi we spell love as L-O-V. Kids spell love as T-I-M-E. So it's diba? So it's time. Kasi kahit diba, I mean, you spend time, you listen, you hear. Kasi ako honestly, like if you see my playlist, before my daughter started listening to music, my playlist normally, syempre, I'd like to say that I'm very diverse and eclectic when it comes to music. Pero I would listen to everything. Pero ang pinakakulang sa akin, yung mga bago. Syempre, sa my generation, di ba? So, but I would listen from orchestra to Frank Sinatra to Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, all that, and everything in between, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, everything. Pero my daughter, started listening to songs from TikTok, ganyan. So I listened to those music na rin. And now, I think na pick up na ng daughter ko yung mga trip ko sa buhay. So she listens to J. Cole, Kendrick. She Eminem, she listens to Logic, or her favorite rapper is Logic and J. Cole. Tapos, but the thing is, aside from that, ngayon she's listening to AC/DC, she's listening to Queen, and that didn't come from me. I mean, so she's becoming eclectic. She's singing yung song ni Lady Gaga dun sa A Star Is Born. I don't know if I posted a clip of that.
Naano rin ako dun eh. Na-hook din ako dun sa mga kanta dun.
Exactly. So, she's listening to so much different kinds of and ako, I support it. Ikaw, bahala ka. So, I got her her own Spotify kasi gusto ko mahilig siya sa music eh. So, before kasi, sumasabit lang yun sa Spotify ko and she would mess up my playlists. So, ngayon, that she's talagang hilig niya is music. So, I got her own Spotify na para hindi niya naguluhin yung buhay ko. but I was saying it's an investment. Like kasi ako, I want her to know more, and napaka-limited ko bilang tao as full of myself I am na with feeling ko I know everything. In reality, alam ko na, like for example, yung sa basketball, I am her first coach. Kasi can I tell you the story? I'm sure narinig nyo na yung story ni Brooklyn, but for the people who haven't. Okay. Brooklyn was doing Muay Thai and gymnastics. Sa school niya, she was doing gymnastics. Sa labas, doing Muay Thai. There's no Muay Thai St. Paul. St. Paul is old-fashioned. Obviously, they will not condone bugbugan. Kasi bugbugan sa Muay Thai. Brooklyn was a Muay Thai prodigy. Like, she's super athletic kasi. So, when I trained Muay Thai with her, she would, alam mo, if she was my age, she would beat me up. Ang galing niya, Superman punch, spinning elbows, all that. She would, she grabs people, throw them down on the floor. Sabi nga ng coach, buti nilang Brooklyn's such a nice kid, but if someone bullied her, even if a boy her age or 2 years older than her bullied her, and Brooklyn was forced to punch them in the face, Brooklyn could knock them out. Like, ganun kalakas yung physicality ni Brooklyn. So, sabi niya, buti lang mabait yung daughter mo. Sabi sa akin ng coach. Sabi ko, yeah. So, anyway, so I was at work. I think magka-shift pa tayo noon, Mike. And then my daughter called me. Daily naman tumatawag sa akin yan, video call sa akin. Sabi niya, Dad, and this was 2019? Was it 2019? 2019. Patapos na yung school year, sabi niya sa akin, oh Dad, there's tryout for next year's varsity tomorrow. Can I try out? Varsity of what? Basketball. Sabi ko, take note that you've never played basketball in your entire life. You've never made a basket. You've never strung 3 dribbles, and when you wanna try out for varsity. So, I love basketball, and it would be my dream to have a basketball player na anak. Pero, I don't want to set her up for failure just because that's what I want, right? So, medyo chinik ko pa, gusto mo ba talaga? Medyo parang sigurado ko ba, gusto mo to? So, sabi niya, sabi ko, also, I quit gymnastics. Huh? So, lalo ko kinabahan kasi gymnastics nga siya. And she quit gymnastics, and I'm now scared that she dropped something and would fail to get in the other, and she wouldn't have anything left. And I would feel bad for her. But sabi ko, sabi niya, I already quit. So, okay. Sabi niya, can you go to the tryout with me? I had plans the next day, kasi the next day on Friday. Sabi ko, sige, but I have no choice kasi it's something that it's a big event for my daughter. So I cancel my plans. I pick her up from school Friday, and then sinundo ko siya sa classroom niya, and sabi niya sa akin, first thing she told me, hi Dad, let's go to McDo. Sir, what do you mean let's go to McDo? Is it your basketball tryouts, right? Sabi niya, no, I'm not gonna try out anymore. So sabi ko, and this is, maybe there's a lesson here for you, but what do you mean you're not gonna try out anymore? Yeah, because my classmates told me I don't even know how to play basketball. And why will I try out? So I'm not going to try out because I don't know how. So I go, wait, hold on. Okay, 1 second. I go, 1 second. Do you want to... I have 2 questions. All right? And if you can answer me these 2 questions, that's what we're going to do. Depende sa answers mo. I mean, okay. All right. Do you want to play basketball? Yes or no? Yes, Dad. Okay. 2, why don't you want to go try out? Is it because you're scared that you might fail and not go in because you don't know how to play? Sabi niya, yes, I'm scared. All right. So, sabi ko, that's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. Being scared of something is not an excuse. If that's what you want, bala, ano nangyari? Ayun. Being scared of something is not an excuse to not do it. If it's something that you really want to do, you should do it. Be brave and do it. So I'm not gonna let you be scared. Normally I won't force you, but now I have to force you kasi your excuse is not good. So okay, Dad. So then we can have McDo after your tryout. So long story short, pagdating namin doon sa tryout niya, I saw our old varsity coach. So, turns out, my old varsity coach had retired from the school na he taught more than 30 years. So shout out kay Coach Henry Subido. Daddy ni Ren Subido, yung player ng UST before na PBA player na. But anyways, kasi kita ko siya doon. So, ko, hey coach, my daughter's trying out. Medyo nahiya pa ako kasi nga, syempre, magaling na coach yun eh. Parang yung daughter ko nag-try out, di marunong mag-basketball. Sabi niya, okay lang yun, marami naman sa kanila nag-try out, di marunong mag-basketball. Kasi alam mo yun, at this time, I didn't know how girls play basketball. Hala, ano yun? Ay, si Mike ba yun?
No.
Okay, Mike.
Yun.
So anyways, ayun. Sabi ko sa kanya, disclaimer ko sa kanya, Coach, si Brooklyn gusto niya mag-try but di pa marunong. Sabi niya, okay lang yan. Kung hindi naman siya matanggap, okay lang. At least she had fun. So, okay, long story short, she tried out. She didn't know how to shoot. She didn't know how to dribble. But she knew how to move. She knew how to run. She could run straight, laterally, everything. And she could jump. So, sabi ng coach, look at your daughter. Look at the other kids. Sabi niya, she's never played basketball, pero she runs really well. And she's not afraid to get bumped. Sabi niya, that's what I want. I'll probably get her. Kasi not all girls are like that. You know how girls parang sometimes, ayokong tumakbo, diba? So siya hindi. She welcomes running and she's very physical. So, ayun. And then nakuha siya, naging player siya. Nag-compete siya sa WNCA. She was the smallest and youngest in the team, but she had a lot of playing time. She didn't know how to shoot, pero she played defense against 5'9" girls. Alam yung height nila, 5'9". She'd dive. Tapos, grabe dive siya sa bola. I had to buy her yung mga McDavid na pads para lang hindi siya magka-floor burns. Tapos, matapang talaga. And you wouldn't know it kasi when you see her, she's such a cute little girl. Wala sa itsura niya. Tapos, I started enrolling her. So, funny story. So, ito na. Fan na ako talaga naging fan na ako ng women's basketball. Kasi, during the WNCAA tournament, the WBL tournament, which is ito yung some of the leagues na sinasalihan ng girls' schools. I saw a lot of girls that could play. Like, teenage girls na kung ka-age ko sila would probably whoop my ass for sure. Ang gagaling. So sabi ko, okay. And then sabi nila na Brooklyn has a lot of potential, blah, blah, blah. Si Brooklyn gusto din matuto. So, Milo Best si Brooklyn. Milo Best, I think, out of everything, gave her direction. So, shout out sa Best Center. So, the last Milo Best camp before the pandemic, Brooklyn was in that. Tapos, that was her first ever Milo Best, And she tried out, she was killing the workouts. And after kasi ng workouts, nag-aano siya, na merong parang scrimmage, parang tournament. And they would have teams, right? No one would, yung mga teammates niya, kasi they're all aged, group by age. Doesn't matter their skill level. Nasa entry level lang si Brooklyn ng age niya. Kasi she was 9 and it was her first camp. And then mga kasama niya, may mga advanced na, mga 3 levels advanced sa kanya. Pero same age group, mga boys. And they wouldn't pass her the ball kasi she's a girl, tapos entry level pa, level 1. So talagang she will go home crying, they're not passing me the ball even if I'm free. Sabi ko, okay then, if you get the ball, just shoot it until they trust you. Long story short, Brooklyn was awarded the best player for her age group. Kasi from hindi siya pinapasahan hanggang sa naging siya na yung go-to person that they would look for her if they needed a basket. Alam mo yun, she did the offensive rebounds, defensive stops, she would score, she did everything that she was awarded. Tapos sobrang gulat na gulat yung mga daddy kasi most of the dads, di ba sabi mo nga, di naman lahat ng daddy, so very hands-on eh. So, most of the dads, nagsiputan lang nung finals. Over here ko, putang ina, papamura pa eh. Ang ina yung batang babae mo kung siya pa yung mag-MVP ah. Ganun. Kasi lahat sila, feeling nila anak nila. Kasi anak nila gagaling. Kyrie Irving kumilos eh. And my daughter at that time wasn't very fancy yet. Basic lang. Was a strong hand dribble, could only shoot from the right hand. Tapos, but the thing is, yung fundamentals niya was very sound and very strong that she dominated with the fundamentals. Tsaka puso.
I saw her shooting form nung nagsa-start pa lang siya. Very suabe, tsaka basic na kung ano talaga yung pang-shooting drill ng mga nagsa-start sa basketball. So I can see why she's really a great shooter pa lang nung start pa lang ng career sa basketball.
One of the things I think that played to her advantage is kasi tayo, diba? Nag-basketball tayo, wala naman nagtuturo sa atin eh. Labas, kasi yun na yung laro natin sa kalye, basketball tayo. So we picked up a lot of bad habits. Diba? Basta tayo mabaroka lang natin, maitsa lang natin yung bola sa ring shoot na yun, diba? So, siya kasi, alam mo yun, parang sa simula pa lang, first experience niya ng basketball is varsity. So meaning, when she picked up the ball, she was already taught the right form. Oo. So she didn't,
fundamentals niya,
she wasn't allowed to pick up those bad habits. Walang unlearning kasi literally, the bucket was empty. So, yung knowledge, pinupuno siya ng correct knowledge. I think, so that's one of the things that played to her advantage. So, isipin mo, at 9 years old, she just turned 11 2 weeks ago. At 9 years old, or at 10 years old, she already finished right-left layup. Na pinapanis niya mga adults, left-hand layup. Ganun kalupit na yung, ganun ka proficient yung left-hand layup niya. Kasi, at 10 years old, kasi, when she started learning how to lay up, I told her, na kung kaya mo mag-lay up na right, dapat marunong ka din mag-lay up ng left. Kasi before, when we were growing up, we all we did was lay up ng right. Sabi ko, so basically, hindi.
Ikaw ba? Kaliwat kanan ka ba?
I can now. Makaya ko na mag-lay up ng kaliwa. Oo. Kasi pre-practice ko siya. And
practice ko
natuto ako magkaliwa, nasa teens na ako. Nang-training na ako. Pero not at 10. Diba? So, siya, maaga, such an early age na nagle-left hand siya. And mas proficient pa siya kaysa sa akin. So, ang doon is because yung right hand layup niya, she was having a hard time with it. Pati yung left hand layup niya. So, basically, parehong mahirap sa kanya. Hindi yung so hindi niya finavor yung left hand, yung right hand niya over her left. Kasi for her, it was both hard. Diba? Kasi tayo, magde-default tayo sa madali eh. Siya hindi, parehong mahirap. So wala siyang default. Napilitan siya matuto ng kaliwat kanan.
Ang galing lang para
sa point. Sa height din naman kasi niya eh. Kahit gustuhin niya mag-center, wala siyang choice. Hindi naman siya katangkaran. So, I pray to God that she is blessed with some height. Kahit mga hanggang 5'5". Alam mo yun, para sa babae. Para... Oo.
So, babae.
Tsaka, that gives her a really great chance to play collegiate level basketball. Kasi, sa totoo, at this moment, she's a better ball handler than me. Alam mo yun? Like, pag nag-one-on-one kami, nagugulat ako dyan. One time, she just pulled a sham god on me. Ganun siya kagaling. Sinamagagan ako, saan kung bastos tong bata?
Tsaka yung mga kalaro niya, nakikita ko sa videos niya, puro mas matatangkad sa kanya eh. Nakikita ko sa house niyo, no? Pag nagsiscrimmage, pick up games. Usually, kasi nga, syempre, parang wala naman masyadong ka-age siya na na babaeng nagbabasketball. So usually, it's either teenager, tatay, lalaki, alam mo yun. Recently, she's been training with, practicing with a 16-year-old boy. Magaling. Pero, syempre, mag-one-on-one sila.
Disconnect si Eden.
So usually ito yung part na dapat ipa-plug natin yung mga sponsors natin habang may technical issue tayo. So kung may gusto mag-sponsor sa amin like yung Virginia Ham, open pa rin yung doors namin sa sponsorship.
Ako, ang ipa-plug ko is yung Cherry's Boutique. So, na siya? Fully operational na. Ang gaganda ng mga bags doon. Please visit. Ilalagay rin namin yung link sa description nitong episode na to.
Yep, I saw the bags. Sobrang ganda. For all ages. Magugustuhan nyo, daming options doon. Plug din namin yung personal business namin na sumusupport or nagsisponsor dito sa podcast na to. Kapitan Bagnet. So, we're available online, no? We don't have a Facebook page yet, but my mother and brother are managing the orders. So, sa mga groups kami, usually available. Available din kami sa Timberland Heights kapag walang GCQ or kapag allowed ng government. We're there every 5 a.m. until 10 a.m. So, you're jogging, mountain biking dun sa area na yun, please go to Kapitan Bagnet. So far ito na naman yung yung episode na very unexpected. Hindi ko ini-expect na kasi usually ang nasa isip ko how to send the message to a wider audience. Tapos biglang pag nandoon na sa episode, ako pala yung matututo. Ang dami kong bago natutunan sa parenting, charisma, handling ng job, sa pag-balance ng oras. So that was really amazing. It is.
Siguro kung pagbalik ni Eden or bago siya kung makakabalik pa siya. Ewan ko, nag-PM ka na ba? Wala kay Eden.
I'm messaging him na. Just join the same link.
Kapag ka nakabalik si Eden, I just have one final question. Tapos I think I'm good to wrap this up para hindi rin natin gaano makain yung oras ni Walter.
Pero ang dami nating napag-usapan dito sa episode na to. Pinaka key takeaway ko, dadaan ka sa lahat ng changes sa buhay, work, life. Maraming maging adjustments. Pero at the end of the day, don't forget to be yourself. Stick to your own personality values. And then everything will come your way naman.
Ako naman ang pinaka go ahead.
Sige, go. Sorry, I'm done.
Actually, ako pinaka takeaway ko aside from dun sa sinabi mo is huwag masyadong mag-worry sa outcome. Kasi napansin ko sa mga experiences na share ni Eden was like, halimbawa, daughter being like that. Parang yung mga success na nakuha ng daughter niya it's not like, okay, I'm planning this, I'm planning her future for her. Pero, ang ginagawa lang ni Eden is always, I'm here, nandito ako, kaya I'm gonna observe you, tapos correct things na mali, mga maling values. Tapos kung saan tayo makarating, I'll support you. And yun yung naging outcome. Brooklyn is doing what she wants. Tapos she's having fun. Tapos parang walang certain expectation na parang kapag hindi ka pag hindi ka naging successful dito, tigilan natin. Usually si Brooklyn yung nag-decide if she wanted to quit na. Tapos tinitignan ni Eden ko. Did she try hard enough?
Kumbaga guide, no?
Kumbaga
most of the time yung talaga ni Eden, consultant, guide, and then disciplinarian at some point kapag
Oh,
nawawala sa focus yung kid kasi usually 'di ba kids may issue sa pag-focus. So ang ganda nung mga na-share ni Eden. And tama ka, hindi siya nagse-set ng mga target na dapat ganito yung kalalabasan niyan, dapat MVP ka, dapat makascore ka ng 30 points sa isang basketball game. Basically, just have fun, learn from it, and be disciplined, stay true to your values. Kumbaga. I'm trying to check if it can still reconnect. Having trouble reconnecting. Hold on, try. So everyone, thank you for.
Maybe let's have a.
Go, brother.
Maybe let's have a new link na lang, or let's talk to Eden just to say thank you on a different recording, or kahit hindi na recorded, pero for today's episode medyo sobrang busog na ako dun sa mga
I think we'll wrap this up for today. For sure magkakaroon tayo ng part 2 with Eden kasi kulang tong oras natin. Ang dami pa nating pwedeng pag-usapan. Hindi pa natin pupuntahan yung spectrum ng mga ibang interest natin na in line with Eden na mapapasok pa natin I think kung okay yung connection niya. So I'd like to thank Eden for guesting dito sa show. We wish you the very best all the time sa mga plans mo for your career and for your daughter Brooklyn. So wonderful individual, wonderful girl. We wish her all the best as well. So Jerwin, ikaw, anong message mo kay Eden?
I'm all good. Thank you so much kay Eden. Again, I've learned a lot, and I'm looking forward for additional episodes with Eden. Kasi I still have some questions that I think are interesting.
All right. So I guess that's it. So yeah, what a joy to talk to Eden. That was Eden of one of our longtime friends. You can visit his page. Links will be posted below for the Callos Guy. If you want to order, please follow his page. Thank you to our listeners. Much thanks to our friends and family who supported us on starting this podcast. You can always follow us on Spotify, Art of Chill Podcast. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/Art of Chill Podcast PH. We're still figuring out how to create our own Instagram page, but very soon it's going to be online. We'll keep you posted on our Facebook page for now. We love you all and see you all on the next episode. Art of Chill Podcast.
See ya.
Forever.
Hey, thanks for chilling.